wonderful, wonderful Wednesday evening, late afternoon, after school, after work. And how do we unwind? With a beautiful children's book, juvenile book. Let's see which is our choice today. Mr. Wolf's Pancakes. Did I choose this? Well, it's by Jan Fernley. And let's listen. I did not choose this. Maybe someone put this in my box or my bag when I went to the library. This snappy little tale with congenial ink and watercolor illustrations dotted with small visual jokes is more than the sticker is covering it, but of an old villain. It's a study in determination. Sorry. Even though wolves aren't proficient at reading, writing, shopping, or cooking, Mr. Wolf slowly and carefully accomplishes it all. Oh, that's a great feeling. And as the well-measured text repeatedly highlights, he does it, quote, all by himself. The pancakes' heavenly aroma, wow, fills the tranquil fairy tale neighborhood, causing the greedy residents to come calling. How does Mr. Wolf handle the situation? Let's just say he didn't acquire his portly figure from a diet of nothing but pancakes. Portly? Yeah, he has some inches on himself. Okay, so this would be a nice read. Mr. Wolf wants some pancakes, but he doesn't know how to make them. When he asks his selfish neighbors for help, they refuse to lend a hand. Poor Mr. Wolf has to figure everything out by himself. So what happens when these nasty neighbors decide to help Mr. Wolf eat his delicious pancakes? Yeah, it sounds like some trifling neighbors to me. Well, I was going to talk about the author, Jan Fernley. Works as a part-time teacher. Hey, let's hear it for the teachers. Part-time writer. Oh, she's fulfilled. And part-time illustrator. Oh, good for you, Jan. Her degree in graphic design and her experience teaching children, which is the best calling, inspired her to write and illustrate picture books. Good for her. She lives with her hubby and 2 pet rats. You lost me there. In London, England. Come on, Jan. Pet rats. She's serious. I cannot stand to see a mouse. And she wants to even go bigger. A rat. Okay, anyway. Let's talk about wolves. Mr. Wolf's Pancakes. With very special thanks to Genevieve and Ramona. Okay, let's dig in. One day, Mr. Wolf was feeling hungry, like I'm feeling right now after work. Haven't eaten since yesterday. I just like to be empty when I'm teaching and giving my all. Okay, anyway, he decided to make some pancakes. Yummy. Yum, yum, he said, licking his lips at the thought of a big pile of fresh, delicious pancakes. Oh! Nothing like it. Mr. Wolf had never made pancakes before. So he took his big recipe book down off the shelf and looked inside. Oh, look at the old school telephone. Recipe books, yeah, he didn't have a computer to Google it or pull up a YouTube how to make pancakes video. But he did it the old school way, and something's wrong with his book. Yeah, upside down. But wolves can't read very well, and Mr. Wolf had trouble understanding it. So he went to get some help from his neighbors. He called on Chicken Little, who lived next door. Nice house. Can you please help me read this? He asked. No, said Chicken Little, slamming the door in Mr. Wolf's face. Bang! Oh, that was so mean. That's your next door neighbor? Oh dear, sighed Mr. Wolf. He sat down, slowly read the book, and worked out what he needed all by himself. Good for you. You got some flour, eggs, milk. Yeah, go by the pictures. Mr. Wolf looked in his cupboard for the ingredients, but he couldn't find anything he needed. I'll go to the store, he decided, and he settled down to write a list. But wolves aren't very good at writing. Oh no. Mr. Wolf called on Wee Willie Winkle. You're very clever, said Mr. Wolf. Can you please help me write my shopping list? No, said Wee Willie Winkle. Go away. There's some mean people in this book. Bang. There's no need to be like that. Or, there's no need to be like that, said Mr. Wolf quietly. Yeah. What's wrong with these people? Chicken Little, Wee Willie Winkle? Ugh. Mr. Wolf sat down and worked very hard at his writing until he had made his shopping list all by himself. There you go. Now he needed to count his money to make sure he had enough. But wolves aren't very good at counting. So he went to the gingerbread man for some help. Oh no, did he have a bad attitude also? Looks like it. Can you help me count my money, please? He asked politely. No, I'm too busy to bother with you, said the gingerbread man, slamming his door. Bang! Oh, goodness. So poor Mr. Wolf had to sit down and count his money. It took him a long time, and he had to check it 3 times before it was right. But he did it all by himself. Mr. Wolf needed a basket to carry his groceries, so he called on Little Red Riding Hood. May I please borrow your basket? He asked very nicely. I'm not lending my basket to you, said Little Red Riding Hood. What is going on? Get out of here. So Mr. Wolf set off to the store without a basket. I'll manage. Oh. Old Mother Hubbard's General Store. So you have Hickety Pickety Black Hen eggs. You have Hickory Dickory 5 clocks and timepieces. Fresh today. Yummy. Magic wands. Mary's cockle shells and silver bells. And Fat and Fiddle music lessons. Cat and Fiddle. That's so cute. Cat and Fiddle music lessons. And I can't tell. Simple Simon's Blank Pie and Cake Emporium. Simple pies. Little Jack's plum pies. And then you got Rub-a-Dub-Dub bathrooms. Isn't this cute? This is a charming story. Great illustration, Jan. So you wrote this and you illustrated. You're so talented. Mr. Wolf went to the store. Oh, this is a beautiful neighborhood. We love little small stores like this. You got the cobblestone streets and you have the little boutiques, the clawfoot bathtub and the vintage sink. Oh, this is so charming. Lost. Have you seen this sheep? Contact Bo Peep for reward. And then here's peas pudding, serve hot or cold. Goldilocks and oatmeal. Oh, these are cute. Okay, he looked at his list, remembered what he needed, counted out his money, and carried the eggs, milk, and flour home, all by himself. That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Wolf. What mean people. Now it was time to make the pancakes, but wolves aren't very good at cooking. So Mr. Wolf called on the 3 little pigs. Can you please help me cook my pancakes? I'll share them with you, he said kindly. Oh no. Look at that attitude, crossing their arms. Forget about it, chorused the pigs, slamming their doors. Bang, bang, bang. Mr. Wolf felt sad because nobody wanted to help him. What is going on? They didn't want to help him with the reading, with the writing, with the counting of money, with the making of lists, with the cooking. Sometimes it's like that. Mr. Wolf went home and started to make the pancakes all by himself. Soon there was a huge pile of delicious pancakes on the table, all ready for eating. You know what is one of the best feelings is when you're really, really, really hungry and you prepare your food at home, or you anticipate a meal and you sit down and you prepare your table. Maybe you have your flowers and you have everything. You're in a beautiful scenery and you have your meal placed right there on a plate and you're able to enjoy it. Oh. This is wonderful. He's going to really enjoy it. Look at the great time he's having, flipping those flapjacks. Now, as Mr. Wolf had been making his pancakes, a lovely smell had drifted out of the kitchen. Oh, look at these haters. All his neighbors could smell it, and it made them feel very hungry. They wanted some pancakes too. They decided to try their luck. Look at that. Just bringing everybody. Now everybody has smiles on their faces. Oh my goodness. Don't get me started. When they wanted to do him dirty. I'm sorry. So they knocked on Mr. Wolf's door. "Give us some of your pancakes," said the rude bunch. "Why should I give any to you?" said Mr. Wolf. "Not one of you would help me." "That's right. We'll help you eat them," replied Mr. Wolf's neighbors nastily. "Oh, anyway, we're not going away until you give us some. Look, y'all could just stay right there, okay? I could just use the back door if I need to leave." Now, that's what our natural inclination would respond like, right? But let's see what Mr. Wolf, because Mr. Wolf is wonderful. Mr. Wolf thought very hard for a moment. He was a wise man. There was only one decent thing to do. "Oh, very well then," he sighed. "You'd had better come in." That would have been hard. I'm just saying. Mr. Wolf opened the door wide and whoosh! His greedy neighbors rudely pushed him aside. Oh my goodness, Mr. Wolf. They pushed him aside and dashed down the hall. Mr. Wolf shook his head, shrugged his shoulders, followed them into the kitchen, and when they were all in, oh, Mr. Wolf, what's going on here? I don't know if I agree here. Mr. Wolf gobbled them up. Yes, snippity snappity. That was the end of his unhelpful neighbors. I love it. And then with his bulging stomach still not full, Mr. Wolf sat down to eat his pile of pancakes, and he did it all by himself. That's what I'm saying. Sit down at the table, enjoy the fruits of your labor and your hard work. Yes. Well, there was nobody else around. I love it. Sweet revenge, because none of them wanted to help. Well, I hope you enjoy the fruits of your labor all by yourself. Now, you can thank people for helping you along the way if they did, but I hope you have a wonderful lunch, dinner, meal, whatever. Take it easy, relax, take in the sunshine, this beautiful weather, the last few days of this month, and enjoy yourself.